In the heart of Gary, Indiana, the city that once forged America's steel, stands a church that time forgot to save. The First Baptist Church was built to praise God. And now it preaches only silence. This is DAF File 0126, First Baptist Church, Gary, Indiana. A monument of faith and abandonment. To understand the church, you must first understand Gary. Founded in 1906 by the U.S. Steel Corporation, Gary was a city built on fire and ambition. Thousands of workers arrived, chasing prosperity under factory smoke. And with them came churches, symbols of order, hope, and salvation. Among them, none stood taller than First Baptist. Complete in 1926, it was a masterpiece of Gothic revival architecture. Limestone walls, pointed arches, a rose window of stained glass, and a sanctuary for nearly 2,000 worshipers. For decades, it was the city's heart. Weddings, baptisms, Sunday choirs. The sound of the organ echoed through the steelworkers' neighborhoods. Faith and labor intertwined here. On Sunday mornings, the congregation's hands were still blackened from the mills. The church offered more than sermons. It offered dignity. But the empire that built Gary began to crumble. In the 1970s, the American steel industry collapsed. Jobs vanished, families fled. Gary's population dropped from 178,000 to under 70,000 in 2 generations. With every closed mill, another church went silent. And when the congregation could no longer afford to keep the lights on, First Baptist was left to the elements. For 40 years, the church has stood untouched. Its roof caving in, its pews rotting beneath beams of light. The stained glass shattered long ago. Rain falls freely onto the pulpit. Pigeons roost where choirs once sang. Explorers call it the Cathedral of Rust. Even in ruin, there's beauty. A strange holiness in the collapse. As if the building refuses to die completely. Urban legends now cling to its walls. The building refuses to die completely. Urban legends now cling to its walls. Locals say they've heard footsteps echoing through the aisles. Long after sunset. Some speak of phantom choirs. Others of lights flickering through broken windows. When no one is inside. One explorer wrote, "It felt like the church was breathing. Inhaling memories, exhaling dust. Perhaps what haunts First Baptist isn't spirits, but the collective grief of a city that once believed in forever." Every city has its cathedral. Not of marble, but of memory. Gary's stands in ruins, but the faith that built it still lingers in the light that passes through broken glass. Some places die quietly. Others keep praying in silence. This is Dark Atlas Files with DA file number 0126, First Baptist Church, Gary, Indiana. Where sermons once rose to the heavens, now only dust answers back. Comment next place you want to visit.